These people in Lahaina were fucking murdered. Everyone who has been following the story from the beginning, who has seen social media videos and videos from firsthand accounts and witnesses ever since the day of the fire from Lahaina, we know what happened. These people were murdered. This lady is saying right here, the subtitles, it was obvious. We were intentionally trapped. The police were intentionally trapping us. She literally says this. She's one of hundreds of interviews and people I've seen in Lahaina trying to escape the fire, who said they only escaped because they disobeyed police orders. They had police blockades. Apparently it was to block down power lines, but that was bullshit. We know that's bullshit now. Maui Electric said the power lines were completely down. I've heard from multiple witnesses it was a choreographed disaster. Everything that went wrong did go wrong. The only notice, families were told to, on the radio apparently, to escape in their car. And then there's police blocking the north and south exits of Front Street. So nobody could escape that street. And many of them burned alive in their fucking cars. The cars were gridlocked on the street. It was like bumper to bumper traffic. A lot of them, some families only survived because they ran out of the car into the water. They barely survived. This is, like I said, one of hundreds of interviews where they barely escaped the police blockades. Then you factor in everything else that went wrong. There was no water in the pumps. There were no evacuation notices. I remember another interview of a father said we could have saved the children, hundreds of people, if they gave us 5 minutes warning. There were no warnings, no evacuation notices. Then you have this dumbass official who actually resigned from his job because of the backlash, Herman Ndaya, who was the emergency administrator in Maui, and he lied to the whole fucking population. And he said he didn't want to turn on the sirens because people thought, they would have to go Mauka, and there was a tsunami, and so they would run towards the fire. Like he thinks people are a fucking idiot. And then he also lied, was caught in a lie there, because all Hawaiians know, it's a thing you can ask all the locals, that they use tsunami systems for everything, not just tsunamis. They use it for fires, earthquakes, floods. That siren would have saved thousands of lives, hundreds of lives. And that Herman Ndaya lied and said, no, it wouldn't have helped. It would have confused people. That's bullshit. Then you have the police chief, John Pelletier. This dude was in charge of the Las Vegas massacre, one of the worst shootings in U.S. history, like 58 people shot to death. And the police chief in Maui now, during Lahaina, was the police chief there in Las Vegas. You can't even make this shit up. All the things that happened one after the other. You're going to see here a little bit later on, all these more citizens in the Maui City Council. These are direct quotes. They say, this fire was not a natural fire. This was a planned attack. Funny how all the common people were taken out in one fell swoop. Direct quotes. When all the locals are saying it, they don't buy this bullshit, and other people are saying the least that needs to happen, they need to be held criminally accountable. Criminal negligence, people need to be put in prison. The police chief, the mayor, the governor, we don't know where they were the day of the fire. They're apparently in Waikiki on some conference with FEMA. I mean, all this is bullshit. Then you have another witness saying, the cop was just standing there saying he was just following orders. Fucking bullshit. These people were murdered by a direct energy weapon, whatever. All these people, it was the most sacred land in Hawaii. For decades, people didn't want to sell this land worth billions of dollars. And this is the way to do it. It was either for land grab to make people richer. Whatever the reason, these fucking criminals, whoever planned these attacks, there were cops in on it, the governor in on it. These people need to burn in hell and rot in prison because this shit is bullshit. Same thing with 9/11. 9/11 was an inside job. Those people were fucking murdered. People falling from the buildings, little kids, women, children, men. And that was done by our own government. It was a false flag to get people, we got to be mad at the Muslims and we need to have a common enemy. Then they went and invaded Iraq and Afghanistan, killed hundreds of thousands of innocents in the name of terrorism. We're fighting terrorism. Let's commit terrorism. Let's bomb innocent people. Obama and Bush, they're all war criminals. I've even seen interviews of Bush, and Obama laughing about, where were the weapons of mass destruction? Not over there. The whole even premise for the war was illegal and fake. They lied and said there were weapons of mass destruction, nuclear bombs that the Muslims and that they had, all the terrorist groups. That was bullshit. And you're seeing here this lady saying this was a planned attack. Everything that happened and went wrong in Maui, it's all bullshit. There's a media blackout. There's tons of missing children. They're hiding the numbers. The officials are lying. They're blaming everything on global warming. They're saying, you know what? They literally said, Governor Josh Green in Maui said, in the era of fire hurricanes, these fires can happen whenever. They're taking no accountability. If all of a sudden they admitted this death and destruction can happen in any second and they're free of blame. Sorry, there's nothing we can do. It was such a terrible fire hurricane. And they're blaming global warming for a murder that they fucking did. They caused and they planned it. And then 9/11, all that bullshit, they take away our freedoms after 9/11 too with the Patriot Act. We're killing innocents in Iraq and Afghanistan. Then you have the whole Israel thing. Our government is supporting Israel. We give them billions of dollars every year because of course we do. We're the fucking most evil nations in the world. We're like the stormtroopers. And a lot of people don't know this. They're stupid, they're ignorant. And some people are smart, but they see this media that is always lying to them and they trust them. They blindly, stupidly trust them. This government that has been a war criminals for decades. And the same government that lied to you about the pandemic, that said, just 2 weeks to flatten the curve. It takes 2 years. They say, no, the booster is going to help with infection. I know it's not going to spread it. They're changing their mind every second. They're saying, you know what, to save grandma, even if it saves one life, take the vaccine. And as they're saying that, they're bombing Syria, taking lives, bombing children. They don't give a fuck about you. These fucking evil demons, they just killed, murdered people in Lahaina, tourists, locals. You could have been in Hawaii. You watching this video, you could have been there with your family, all fucking murdered by these fucking demons. And they would have just laughed. And I even saw an interview. A journalist asked Governor Josh Green, when are you going to apologize for this fire? We need an official apology. Everything went wrong. And he said, who needs to the governor said, who needs to apologize? The world needs to apologize for global warming, how we've neglected the planet. No accountability. He just deflects the question and blames other people. Imagine, somebody who died in the fire. Governor Josh Green said, you know what? The people who died, they also need to apologize because they were part of the problem, causing the world. Obviously, he didn't say that exactly, but the most insulting answers from all these demons. Then you have all these stupid celebrities, all these insufferable celebrities inside and out, like Michael Rappaport, Amy Schumer, who are so fucking stupid. They can't even find Israel on a map. And all of a sudden, they're making social media posts, in support of Israel. And they're just calling all Palestinians, terrible. They're justifying the death and the murder, the genocide and ethnic cleansing of these Palestinian women, children, men, mostly children being murdered in broad daylight by these evil, Israeli regime, these apartheid. They're committing terrorism and committing genocide. And you have these dumbasses, these celebrities that are obviously being paid to make these posts. They have a large following. And this is proven. I've seen on TikTok, one user, his name is Your Favorite Guy. He was paid $5,000 by Israel to make a positive post about Israel. How much do you think people with bigger followings are being paid? LeBron made a post in support of Israel. LeBron's the biggest fucking dumbass I know. He just went to Saudi Arabia. He will suck every Saudi Arabian dick for another $1 billion. He already proved that. He just defended China. He was paid a huge amount. Then you have a confirmation. I saw this quick video on TikTok, this interview from this comedian Bobby Lee. He says Israel offered to give him money and pay for a trip to Israel if he just spoke positively about Israel on social media. Selena Gomez, Kim Kardashian, all these stupid people that the governments know girls and little kids and people stupidly look up to because they worship celebrities for some dumb reason. And all this Israeli propaganda is so coordinated. This is why genocide happened in World War II. And it's happening again. And you fucking idiots are letting this happen. It's bullshit.